Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Fred David here speaking with you again about strategic management. Got in front of me here the 17th edition of our textbook. Uh, Chapter 2 is on vision and mission statements. I'd like for us to spend about 15 minutes together, if you don't mind, highlighting what's most important in Chapter 2, going through some of the important concepts here on vision, mission. As you see on page 42, here in the 17th edition, developing an excellent vision and mission statement is the first step in developing an effective overall strategic plan. So that's what this chapter focuses on. There's a right way to write and develop a vision and a mission statement. And so that's what we'll be learning here in chapter 2 as a part of your comprehensive strategic plan that you'll be developing this semester for a company of your choice. You'll want to see if you can find the company or organization's existing vision and mission statement. And then more importantly, you'll want to rewrite those two documents that consistent with the guidelines given here in chapter 2. If you don't see a vision or mission existing on the company's website or in their Form 10K or whatever, just state that in your project file, because I'm most interested in your new and improved statement. So I see on page 45 here, it begins speaking about developing a vision statement. And so I see on page 45, 46, 47, that a vision statement needs to be one sentence in length, and it needs to be a concise statement regarding what the firm would like to become. Let's say 5 years out, what they would like to be. And I see importantly on page 46 that a vision statement, an excellent one, needs to meet the 5x5 test. Do you see that on the bottom of page 46? So even though it's only one sentence, it needs to be clear, futuristic, concise, unique, and inspiring. I see that on the bottom of page 46. So as you well know from your business experience, it's hard to motivate managers, employees, and so forth just based on profits of the firm or money. I have a little quote there on page 46. It says there, if you look at that in the middle of the page, it says, "You're never going to get anyone to charge the machine guns only for financial objectives. It's got to be something that makes them feel better, feel a part of something." And so you see here in chapter 2, by developing an effective vision and mission statement, ideally you strive to get all of your stakeholders, particularly employees, managers, on board, know what's in it for them, committed, so they're willing to get out of bed at 6 a.m., work 12 hours for the firm, and know what's in it for them. You understand? To achieve that, it starts with having an effective vision and mission statement. And the vision in particular needs to meet this 5x5 test that I see on page 46. In fact, on the top of page 46, I gave you there 6 exemplary vision statements that I think meet the 5x5 test. One for Dr. Pepper Snapple, one for IBM, one for Hilton, one for Starbucks, one for Kellogg, one for Harley Davidson. So you can look at those there on page 46. Use those, for example, as a guide for developing a vision for your company, a vision statement, one sentence that you think meets the 5x5 test. In fact, on page 47, I give you there 4 non-exemplary vision statements for Avon, Charles Schwab, and so forth. And I'll let you know which of the 5x5 test components are not included. And so you can use this information also to help develop an excellent vision statement for your project company. And so that's going to be important in this course. I see on page 47, it begins talking about mission statements. these mission statement, the mission statement follows the vision statement. It's an enduring statement of purpose. I say enduring because sometimes an effective mission statement may last a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 10 years. Not necessarily. It should be open to change at any time, but should be enduring. A mission statement. I see on page 48 and 49 that in writing a mission statement, it needs to be less than 100 words. There are actually 10 characteristics. Do you see this on page 49? Needs to be fairly broad. That's number one, first characteristic on page 49 with regard to a mission statement. In other words, you do not want to include in a mission statement goals, objectives, dollars, numbers, ratios, percentages. So there's a right way to do this based on the literature, the research that is behind these documents. And the mission statement needs to be concise. I see that as characteristic number 2, less than 100 words. It needs to be inspiring. I mean, once you read that mission, you should want to go to work for this company or invest in that company. And that's what the word inspiring means. And characteristic number 4, I see on page 49, please know that it identifies the utility of a firm's products. That word utility, that means, for example, if we're talking about Samsung or something that makes cell phones, you can mention cell phones in the mission statement, but the utility would want to communicate to your audience what is the essence of what that product provides for customers, perhaps enhanced communication with persons globally or something like that. That would be the utility of what a product like a cell phone would. So I see that's component or characteristic number 5. So there are 10 characteristics that I will try to see if you hopefully can include in writing your mission. And again, I'd like to see a new and improved mission statement for your company that reflects the direction you're taking the firm in the future. In addition to those 10 characteristics, though, I see on the bottom of page 49 and continuing to page 50, there are 9 components that need to be included in these mission statements. So I see the first component is customers. Who are your customers? And just including that word customers is not good enough. You'll see here on the next page. Second component are product or services. So we'll want to reveal in our mission statement what the key products or services are that our company or organization is providing. The third component is markets. That's a term referred to geographically. Where do we do business? Just in the state of North Carolina, or just the state of South Carolina, or across the United States, or is it indeed globally? That's component number 3. So these are guidelines for writing that new and improved mission statement that I'll need to see in your comprehensive strategic plan that you're developing for a company. Component number 4 on page 50, I see as technology. You want to reassure your audience that in the mission statement that your firm is technologically current. Another component, concern for survival, growth, and profitability. Component number 6 I see on page 50 is philosophy. That deals with business ethics. You might say something like, we believe in the golden rule, or we believe good ethics is good business, or something about integrity. That's what that number 6 component, philosophy, is. And importantly, component number 7, we call it distinctive competence. It reveals what is your firm's major competitive advantage over rival firms. For example, we're talking CVS versus Walgreens. For the CVS mission statement, why should we go and shop in CVS and not in Walgreens? What is their distinctive competence? That's component number 7. I'll look for it in your new and improved mission statement when you write that. Component 8 I see on page 50, concern for public image. You want to reassure your audience that the firm is responsive to social, community, environmental concerns, pollution abatement, energy conservation, that kind of thing. That's component number 8. And finally, component number 9, concern for employees. Employees are the backbone of the firm, so you're going to want to refer in the mission statement somewhere to the employees. I've written one there on page 50 for you as a sample, as a guide to illustrate those 9 components. Let's look at it just a second, if you don't mind. It's on page 50, for a fleet of deep sea fishing charter boats. Actually, it says on page 50, middle of the page, our fleet of fast, clean, deep sea fishing boats. That's the product. Offers outdoor enthusiasts. That's going to be the customers. Notice it didn't just say offers customers, it says offers outdoor enthusiasts. So these things are going to want to be concise, inspiring, less than 100 words, yet include the 10 characteristics and the 9 components. I see on page 50, that one goes on to say, an exciting fishing adventures off the coast of North Carolina. See, this fleet of boats is just off the North Carolina, so that covers the market component. Goes on to say using the latest safety and fishing finding equipment. That's the technology. In fact, they're using the latest and best fish finding equipment that covers the technology component, as well as emission friendly engines. That's going towards the public image component. So there are some guidelines here in this chapter for writing an outstanding vision statement and a mission statement that provide the foundation, to be honest with you, for the whole strategic planning process. So that's what I'm needing you to utilize chapter 2 in developing your project, this aspect importantly in the project. I see on page 51, it begins to talk about the benefits, the importance of having a vision and a mission statement, basically to motivate all stakeholders of the firm, particularly employees, managers, executives, into being excited. You're ideally going to want to see it in their eyes, hear it in their voice, that they're committed to the firm. They know what's in it for them. They understand the vision and the mission of the firm, and potentially, ideally, have taken part in developing the vision and mission for the firm. So I see finally on page 54 here in this chapter 2, this is the shortest chapter in the book, but still incredibly important because it's the foundation for the whole strategic planning process. So I see on page 54, 2 mission statements actually critiqued, one for Hershey Corporation, there where I give you the existing mission statement for Hershey, and then a proposed statement for Hershey. Notice that proposed statement for Hershey consists of only 73 words. So in 73 words there, I'm thinking that statement includes the 10 characteristics and the 9 components that ideally need to be included in a mission statement. So hopefully you'll find this chapter to be excellent, hopefully, in what you need to develop a new and improved vision and mission statement. Also on page 54, I see that what is provided there are four mission statements, one for Rite Aid, one for Best Buy, one for United Parcel Service, UPS, and one for Crocs. An outstanding one that, again, in our judgment, the authors of this text meets the 10 characteristics and includes the 9 components in a mission statement. So I'm looking forward to seeing your vision and mission. And when you present your project orally to the class, as we're going to do this semester, when you're at the early in that presentation with regard to the vision and mission, and even in your Word file, your comprehensive Word file of your strategic plan, you'll want to compare and contrast your vision mission perhaps with a rival firm. Talk about that. So the implications of what you have written there is going to be important. Or perhaps compare your vision mission, your recommended versus what the firm historically has had, in other words, to showcase the new direction perhaps that you're taking the firm in the future. So this is an exciting topic. It's not a one right perfect vision or mission, but there is a right way to do this. There's a correct process. And that's what chapter 2 is revealing there. In another video, folks, we're going to address these end of chapter review and discussion questions. I see them on page 57 that go with chapter 2 on vision and mission. So I'm looking forward to seeing the vision mission you create for your company and as a cornerstone for the rest of your project. It provides a foundation for SWOT analysis, establishing objectives, actually the whole formulation process, and is a basis for successfully implementing and evaluating your strategic plan. Thank you for joining in with me a few minutes here on chapter 2. I'm going to move now on into chapter 3 on the external assessment. I hope you'll join with me a few minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes maybe on chapter 3 as we begin to talk about the importance of organizations capitalizing on external opportunities and avoiding or mitigating threats. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.